The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror.
Also brought to you by iBleedIndie.com, your one-stop shop for all your horror rentals and purchases. Don't waste $10 on a soda, relax at home with iBleedIndie.com.
As well as the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Hello and welcome to your weekly injection of Johnny and Giz. Nope, that's just not right at all. Hello, Fright fans, and welcome to the Gorecast. That better?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's it for everyone, I think.
Sorry about that.
Hi,
I'm Johnny, I'm sleep deprived.
Yeah. Welcome to this week's show where we decided to celebrate our 35th anniversary by letting Johnny off the hook a little bit with one of his...
Sharknado. Well, you only let me off the hook a little bit. I know you said that. But.
Yeah, he's hopelessly addicted to those to them. I'm not going to lie.
It's the little train that could.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan personally, but I can understand why a lot of people are big into him, including him. For me, the notion of sharks really begins with the classic, the cult classic.
Do you get to see some people that you wouldn't expect to fight sharks? You also get to see some people you'd be mad to see get eaten by a shark.
That is true. I'm not going to lie. That is true. Yeah. Actually, when you were running...
The specific Sharknado I'll be talking about later on has two delectable treats up on the menu that you'd be happy to see oft.
Yeah, we were going down through the cast earlier, and it was basically like a...
48 cameos.
I was thinking it was basically a smorgasbord for a menu, or a menu for a smorgasbord, I should say. You know, I'm going to eat you and eat you and eat you. I haven't even seen the film. I'm just theorising on this.
Oh, no. Keep talking there.
Okay. But,
Jason doesn't hurt there.
kind of hilarious, really. But yeah, for me, I suppose, well, to get things started, you see, there was really one film that, to be honest, started the whole notion of sharks being terrifying when it comes to the public eye. Now, don't get me wrong, the shark is quite honestly a terrifying creature, the oldest predator ever on the planet. It's existed the way it has, more or less, without any change, really, for nigh on millions of years. The ultimate fucking apex predator in its environment. And yeah, there's a bunch of different types of shark. I mean, fucking manta ray technically is a shark. Not all of them. Yeah, manta ray is actually a shark.
So Steve Irwin got taken out by a shark.
Yeah,
it's not so bad now.
See,
but yeah, like it's terrible what happened to him. But I mean, I thought it was like you just hear I wrestle alligators, and then you hear I got killed by a fish, and you're like, dude.
You need to understand that fish has a spine.
I'm aware it's like a flying dagger with wings, but
I was going to say which is designed to protect it from other larger predators, as it goes for kind of like the smaller stuff.
Like a kind of a mobile shish kebab.
Well, it's not an offensive weapon. As far as I know, it's a defense weapon.
I'll take a bit of you, and you're not so bad.
It's on its back. It's to make sure no one tries to trap him. But anyway, my point is,
you know a lot about manta rays.
I like sharks, despite the fact that they're the reason that I don't go into the open water. I know it's an irrational fear.
There's sharks in the Irish waters, no?
Well, it doesn't matter. You see, for me, it's an irrational fear because my notion isn't, oh no, I'm going to get eaten by a shark. My notion is, you can't really fight anything in the water. You can't, like, there's not a lot of personal defense options. You know, at least you're on land, you can kind of do something, but in the water, we're not really designed for aquatic combat, so as a result, it's disconcerting.
Gouge it in the eye.
Yes, I didn't say there weren't any options, I'm just saying there aren't a lot. And to be
gouge it in the other eye?
Once again, to be perfectly fair, you're going to want to be fast enough because those things are fucking...
They're quite susceptible to stabbings as well.
I didn't say there were no options. I'm saying there aren't a lot of options.
Or if the shark in question has come at you from some sort of, I don't know, Sharknado, chainsaws. Chainsaws are fantastic. They're like kryptonite to Sharknado-induced shark.
I'm going to take your word on that one, and we can go into more of it later on.
I'm going to make you watch them.
Oh, God.
You will. You will watch them and you will like them.
As I was saying, I've actually loved sharks since I was a kid, despite the fact that, yeah, pretty much they were the first real reason for me not wanting to enjoy the open water. Don't get me wrong, I'll go swimming, but I'm not gonna, it's, anyway. They are quite literally...
Box them on the nose, Martin said.
Yeah, it's difficult to get, like, real momentum in the water. Try punching underwater or in the water even. But, they are honestly, like, a beautiful predatory creature that is, as I said, it's pretty much gone unchanged for millions of years. I mean, the adaptations, it can smell your blood from like I think a great white can smell blood from like 5 miles out or something like that.
It's some crazy amount like that.
Yeah, they have...
Which is the bane of 2 girls' lives in one of the movies we're going to be talking about.
It's the bane of a lot of people's lives in some of the movies we're going to be talking about.
But especially these 2 girls, because they're fucking...
Yeah, but
no.
There's I think they also hunt. There's
pack mentality.
What? No, I was going to say electromagnetic fields.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they use it to sense.
I'm confusing those sharks with another movie that we're going to be talking about later on.
Yeah. But no, a lot of the...
Am I doing this intentionally? Or is it just segues?
I have no idea at this
Neither
stage.
do I.
Yeah. A lot of the fear that comes from sharks is a little bit warranted in so much as when it comes to some of the larger sharks, or when it comes to some of the more, let's say, aggressively hunting sharks, certain behavior like swimming, the splashing about that people make, swimming on a board, things like that, all of these things would look like basically a wounded sea animal. You could be thrashing around, having a great laugh on a beach or something like that, and just because of the splashing and because of the noise, it's similar to, like a seal or something like that if it was injured and splashing around. And obviously any kind of predatory species is going to try and take advantage of that and swoop in, which is the reason, it's led to some of the shark attacks that have happened legitimately. It's just circumstance. They are...
Well, as you and I were discussing earlier, it's the same with a cat. If you dangle the shiny thing in front of a cat, it's going to go for it just instinctively.
Yeah, I mean...
The shark just sees wobbly feet. They could be fins. They could not be fins. I'll figure it out in my stomach.
Yeah, it's fucking... I mean, as Hooper says in fucking Jaws, the great white is basically... All it does is go around, eat, sleep, and make baby sharks. I'm going to assume shit every now and then, but anyway. But, like...
Eat, sleep, baby shark, repeat?
Eventually, yeah. But, there is a legitimate reason to be afraid of what is, as I said, pretty much a perfect killing machine.
There's a t-shirt and that actually comes into it.
Yeah. Eat,
sleep, baby shark, repeat.
Great, I've got pictures now of Jaws fucking pushing a buggy underwater.
Oh, that's way less offensive than what I was going to do. Okay, we'll go with that.
But, so as a result of legitimate reasons, because, anytime you have any kind of predator, it is a legitimate threat when you're in its environment, particularly if you're acting in a way that attracts its attention, especially if you're acting in a way that attracts its attention and gives the impression that you are munchable. Now, the truth is, by all accounts, apparently, we humans taste like crap to a shark, but it's not going to know that until it's already, digesting whatever bits it's decided to chomp off you. As I said, don't let this terrible...
Judging by the 4 movies, big fan of wings.
Wings?
Arms. They like the old arms, the sharks.
Well, yeah, any appendature. Once again, it's got to do with the nature of how they hunt. No, not so much.
Well, no, like pretend I'm in water. Sorry, I know it looked like I was doing a bird thing.
Oh,
there.
yeah, okay. I've grabbed onto your limb.
Yeah.
No! Shaking by it, causing massive blood loss, generating your ability to get away, weakening you, causing panic, and then that's just the initial attack.
And draining you out for later.
Yeah, that's just the initial attack. Then they come around, and depending on your size or whatever. Yeah. Which is why the
get you stationary, and then...
Yeah, but they need a wow for that. You're on about the baby shark part, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where did we...
You said gestationary.
When did I get knocked up by a shark? I was getting my arm eaten a minute ago. What the hell is going on here, people?
You're the one that said gestationary. I thought we were getting back to eat, sleep, baby shark.
I haven't seen Shark Week in a long while, right? Is that how sharks do it?
What?
they like bite your arm off, and then you have like a baby shark.
No.
Because that's going to be a whole different T-shirt.
No, it's not. Pretty sure when a mama shark and a daddy shark love each other very much and want to create little baby sharks to eat people, they do that.
How's the stork get the shark in the water?
Mermaid purse.
I'll accept that. That is a brilliant answer.
It's also a legitimate answer.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Go look up a mermaid's purse. It's basically some sharks, they'll rather than like eggs, they'll have like it's basically like an egg. It's developing like an embryo.
Oh, it's kind of like what I thought you were on about.
But they actually, the way they do it is, it's done in such a way that there are these.
There will be shark-related horror movies coming up soon. I know it seems like we're doing a biology lesson.
Sorry, it just But anyway,
it's my childish curiosity.
The egg of a shark, basically, for want of a better term, has like got these spiral appendages on it, which it uses to attack. The shark will lay an egg in such a way that it will attach onto like seaweed and things, making sure that it's stationary. These things would then be found by fishermen, and as a result, came to be known as mermaid purses.
Okay.
Because, fishermen are superstitious bastards and it never occurred to them that's where baby sharks come from. Back in the day, obviously. Back in the day. But anyway, as I said, all of these legitimate fucking biological and natural facts lead to one of the greatest horror movies of all time being made, that being Jaws.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Now, Jaws did a lot of things, both good and bad, for the shark. Mainly it demonized the fuck out of sharks, but to be fair...
It made it look like a badass when it was doing it, though.
I was going to say, to be fair, they also made the distinction that the particular shark they were dealing with was an aberration. Not only is it much larger than most others of its species, despite it being great white, but it's also a rogue shark that's operating independently and is kind of wandered in here, spotted a big-ass food source, which would be the Amity Bay people, basically.
Occupants?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, hors d'oeuvres, especially since it's 4th of July and all the neighbouring places are coming along and, well, they're all just lining up to get chopped. Now, as I said, a lot of things...
They're unaware that they're going to get chomped at the time.
Yeah.
They think they're going to go swimming.
The sheriff thinks they're going to get chomped. He tries to tell the mayor. The mayor says, tut tut, we need summer money. People get chomped.
Summer money?
Yeah, that's the entire reason. Because Amityville is a summer town, and if they don't...
Oh no, I was just saying, I like the word summer money. You could have mixed it like...
Oh.
Summer money. It's like better than all the rest of the season's money.
But it's shinier and crispier.
And it goes away quicker. Bloody summer.
But, yeah, as I said, Jaws is like... It is the definitive killer shark movie. The pacing is fantastic. The setup is excellent. It has that infamous music. You're not... You're not bored at any point during Jaws, which is interesting because there's a lot of setup when it comes to dealing with characters and dealing with the reactions, particularly the mayor's dumbass reaction to the chief's very, very reasonable reaction of, hey, we got something that just ate a girl, I want to close the beaches to make sure that no more people get ate. Oh, well, no.
Didn't just eat the girl, it fucking ate the girl.
Yeah, there was bits of her left. And of course, the mayor's like, well, tut tut, we need that summer money, and well, we'll close the beach. In the end, I think they agree at one point during a meeting to agree to close the beach for a day, and that only after some poor boy gets himself nommed, which the sheriff gets blamed for. I always thought that was a fucking bum rap.
Yeah, mayors are really good at that.
No, it wasn't the mayor that did it. Who did? The mother of the kid that gets eaten, right?
Oh, yeah. She's like on her funeral procession or something, isn't she?
Yeah, and she goes up and slaps fucking Brody, saying, I heard you knew there was a shark and you didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And you're just sitting there
I
going...
suppose sometimes people just direct their shit at whoever is the closest, possibly.
I know, but there's never ever... No one ever sticks up for Brody and turns around and says, well, actually, he did. And then Mayor McCheese over here went, no.
Mayor McCheese, I love it.
You know? I mean, the only good thing is that when shit does...
His fantastic plaid jacket.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, as I said, the pacing of Jaws, I mean, the way that the characters are developed, you're never bored, which is, I think, what happens in a lot of horror movies that have come out in recent years that have tried to emulate the feel of Jaws, whether it's using okay, to be fair, I suppose the Piranha were a pure B movie, but that's because they were doing a remake of a B movie anyway.
But the original B movie wasn't actually terrible.
Oh, I remember the original Piranha. That was great.
Yeah. It was mad how the original the piranha actually looked
Better.
more terrifyingly real than the CGI piranha.
Yeah. But anyway,
Which I kind of you wouldn't expect them to be able to F up fish so bad. It's not like you can F up a shark. There's a lot of detail. Shark's a big thing. Piranha? You think it'd be fucking goldfish like. Goldfish, half a litre of blood in the water. Game on.
I'm not going to lie.
Piranha there on a budget of about 20 quid.
I'm not going to lie. Piranha look distinctly different from goldfish.
Oh yeah, I know.
Not just in size and colouring, but there's the mouthful of razor sharp teeth.
Yeah, but you don't need to see the razor sharp teeth. You just need to see the school of goldfish swarming at your woman and then hit the blood in the water. That's it. And then you just throw in little bits of flesh, meaty stuff into the water. It looks like she's getting ripped apart. That's it. Cut! Practical effects. It.
Anyway, I'm sure that production probably wouldn't rely on some of the more drawn out notions that have come up in some films that have tried to emulate Jaws. There have been times when films have tried to put a shark in there as, I don't want to say as an antagonist, because you can't, I suppose he was proper full on an antagonist, but Jaws was as I said, an aberration, the proper full on bull shark. They actually say it. Whereas most of the time when you have...
He's gone rogue.
Most of the time when you have a situation where you have a film like this and you have a shark around, it's less dependent on the notion of this particular shark is acting a little bit outside of the normal bounds, and it's more a case of, well, you just happen to be in a shark's territory. So, which takes away from the notion of a shark being a character and more a shark being a force of nature that just happens to be in the environment that you're fucked in.
But they are.
A force of nature?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See it, hunt it, kill it.
Yeah. But the difference being that in Jaws, they turned a force of nature and something that has been talked about as an obvious threat for, anyone that's swimming in the wrong kind of waters at the wrong time of year, and probably fucking around in the wrong kind of way. But they took the notion of that general natural threat and they turned it into a very specific, very iconic movie monster.
Yeah.
And
because that shark was going out of his way looking for people.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
They made him smart. They made him, as I said, larger than a great white probably would grow.
It's 20 something?
25 feet.
25 feet?
Yeah, apparently you tell from the tail to the fin.
Tail to the fin. And your man said he'd seen one that was 28 feet before?
No, they'd never seen one that was that big.
Or seen 20 feet. Sorry, that was it.
Close.
No, sorry. Was Jaws 28 and they'd seen a 24?
No, what happened was...
there was a lot of shark measurements dealt out during the 4 movies, so I might be having...
what happened was Hooper said 20 foot and Quint had the better eye and he said 25.
Ah, okay, perfect.
That's what it was.
Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly what the largest recorded great white is, but I'm pretty sure... I don't think it comes quite as... I think 25 is probably them blowing things a little bit out of proportions. Enough to give...
I'll find it.
Yeah, enough to give, as I said, enough to give a force of nature a singular, a character, basically, to make it defined that this is an out-of-the-ordinary creature, not just in how it acts, because it's smarter than fucking most sharks, apparently. Quint will tell you that, or he could have, before he got nommed.
36?
36-foot
Jesus
shark was
Christ.
captured off Port Fairy in South Australia in the 1870s.
That'd be in the 1870s, though.
13. Oh, right, okay. 37. Wow. 1 second, no, I'll get it.
That's...
Carry on.
No matter when that is, that's pretty big, like...
True, but unfortunately, with a lot of things, because of hunting by man, because we're tits, we end up killing some of the biggest examples of these creatures, which ends up reducing the chances of large examples of the creatures coming about again.
Oh yeah, I thought we were just looking for the biggest one recorded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, according to the Guinness
Yeah,
Book
36
Records,
foot.
it was 36 and 37 feet long.
Wow.
Jesus.
Still. Okay.
That's like... What's a car?
Depends on the car.
Say...
It's the length of a limo.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so clearly they weren't exaggerating things with Jaws. In fact,
They were underestimating it.
well, as I said, I mean,
I do agree that they would have been hunted and eaten.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Need a shark. Need a shark.
You just shouldn't. No.
If I'm flopping around in the water, he's going to eat me if he's flopping around on my plate. No, I couldn't eat a shark. I don't think I could.
Yeah, there's
It's like eating a horse.
Yeah, there's just some animals.
There's something majestic about it that I just don't want to eat it.
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But not also another stronger part of it is the fact that, hey, these things are now endangered because we're fucktards that like to hunt everything.
This is also true.
Why can't we just stick to hunting other people? You know, we could do with a population decrease every now and then, I think. Anyway, look, the point is that they, at the time, and for the sake of most audiences, they...
Gizzle will be running for president of the Purge at the end of 2018.
You don't run for president of the Purge. By this axe I rule.
That's what I mean. You'll grab your axe and just go running around hacking everyone. President.
Yeah. Anyway, in Jaws, they gave us a character. They didn't just give us force in nature, which is what most later films that delved into this subject matter would rely on. They gave us a deliberate characterization of a monstrous shark, not just in form but in intent.
Yeah.
He manages to outwit the lads on numerous occasions. He manages to use some very interesting tactics. When he rammed the boat, that was class. He did.
I'll tell you what, before we get more into it, would we cut to a trailer and let the ones and twos of people that probably haven't seen Jaws before, because they're like 10?
I saw it when I was 10. It gave me nightmares-ish. That scene where Quint gets bitten in half is actually the only scene I remembered in Jaws until I finally sat down to watch Jaws.
Yeah, he screamed like a little girl, actually.
Wouldn't
Well, a manly little... Oh, no, I'm not disputing his reasonings, but it's kind of like, he's such a hard-ass character until that point that
I think the high-pitched scream kind of... because of, like what you said, he's such a hard-ass character.
It's like reading Moby Dick, and in the middle of Moby Dick, your man just gets eaten.
He kind of gets stuck to Moby Dick, but at the end of it.
Yes, but I'm talking like halfway through the novel.
Oh, well, it wasn't halfway. It wasn't halfway through. It was. We're in the final act.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just felt like he was going to make it. I won't lie to you why. I like he just. He had that kind of durability.
If it makes you feel any better, his character will be immortal, and by that I don't just mean Quint. I mean all the times that we have gotten the grizzled old hard-ass sailor that is clearly based on what Quint used.
Yeah, you've seen him in Family Guy. You've seen him in The Simpsons, American Dad. Everyone.
You've seen him in actual films too.
In actual, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We'll do the trailer. So.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. This is Universal's extraordinary motion picture version of Peter Benchley's best-selling novel, Jaws.
I just found out that a girl got killed here last week. And you knew it. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous. But you let people go swimming anyway. Did you see that?
It's all psychological. You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water, about 10 feet from the beach? Yeah.
What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine, an eating machine.
We're not only going to have to close the beach, we're going to have to hire somebody to kill the shark.
Bad fish. But I'll catch him and kill him.
Did you hear your father? Out of the water now!
This shark
Swallow you whole.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's a 20-footer.
25. 3 tons on him.
Hurry up, he's coming straight for us. Don't screw it up now. Don't wait for me. Now! Shoot! What's the deal? Give him room! I can't! He's trying to run! Oh! Cut it quick! I can't hold it! Hurry! Take it up! Brody!
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws. See it before you go swimming.
And we're back. The trailer's so good I needed a cigarette.
Yeah. One of the things that I love about Jaws, and I'm just going to do it very briefly because we've got a bit of information. There's kind of a horror story within the horror story.
Thank you, Martin Green.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Indianapolis. Now, thanks to Martin Green, who you can check out on the Trash Picture Show, because to be perfectly honest, he's a mine of fucking information.
He is a plethora of knowledge.
Yeah, it's scary. So, thanks to Martin, apparently Robert Shaw ad-libbed that whole fucking speech about the Indianapolis. And I have to say, that is remarkable because of all the things that happen in Jaws, that's the one that you get a chill up your spine every single goddamn time. Now, maybe it's just me personally, because when I was a kid, there was like this shark museum thing that I went to, and they actually had this station where you'd walk up to it and you'd see like drawings, and there'd be a guy telling you a story, and it was the story of the Indianapolis, and it was done really well, and it was fucking terrifying. And then the way that Robert Shaw relates it, you get all that fear, and it's just really, the way to think that he fucking ad-libbed all of that.
It's the way he delivers the lines as well. He sounds like a man that's been heavily scarred.
He sounds like he was bloody well there.
Yeah, as I said, a man who was heavily scarred.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's going on there, terrible disaster.
The Indianapolis was a historical disaster whereby a boat sank because they were on their way to deliver the Hiroshima bomb, and it was a top secret, nobody fucking knows about this mission, so when it all went pear-shaped, there was no rescue sent, I think, for a few days at least.
Well, hard to send a rescue out for a boat that isn't sailing around the place.
Yeah. So in Quint's retelling, it was 1,100 men went into the water, 350 came out, and the rest taken by sharks. So, yeah. And, like, actual historical...
Which is also one of the driving forces as to why Quint is so eager to...
Yep. And also a prime example of, once again, actual historical stories that are terrifying that do involve sharks. However, once again, just like to point out, that was kind of an extenuating circumstance. Fucking blood in the water, people in the water. They're
in a pretty much shark hive.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the equivalent of if they were cleaning a tiger tank and all the cages opened for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that'd be a bad day.
That would be a very bad day.
That would be a bad day.
I wish I'd downloaded some tiger footage and that would have been good.
Anyway, speaking of two women that had a very, very bad day, the next film that we have up for review
is 47 meters down.
Yep.
But we are going to cut to, because we have an announcement.
Oh, I thought we were doing that after.
Okay, we can do it after. Okay, 47 meters down, so.
Yeah, okay. 47 meters down is in cinemas at the moment. Still in cinemas?
It's on download.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Amazon and stuff.
It was in the cinemas recently, though, or in the last couple of weeks. I remember seeing it up on Omniplex.
Came out like in June.
That's probably what I was thinking.
I think it was June.
I'm not going to lie, 47 meters down, I was apprehensive about it because, to be perfectly honest, as I stated, there are a lot of films that take the notion of the shark is a threat, and it's, in one way, shape or form, it ends up being done badly, whether it's through lack of pacing or through perhaps relying too much on CGI or just people not being able to fucking act properly in the situation that they're doing, whatever it is. 47 meters down, on the other hand, is really fucking good.
It's so good.
I was not expecting it to be that good.
Takes a little bit of time to get rolling into it, but it one of those occasions where I totally get why they took the time.
As always, with any film, obviously you have to do a certain amount of character building, background building, all this and all that. That's fine, it's perfectly acceptable. There is what we like to call an acceptable amount of waffle, or backstory.
Wouldn't call it waffle now, it's pretty good.
Yeah, to be fair, it is, actually. In this case,
for what is essentially two girls just enjoying a holiday with a slight bit of heartbreak in the middle of it. It's actually not boring.
Calling it waffle would be, and to be fair, there's 20 minutes of this, the characters are set in place, the bit of a backstory that you need to know is set in place, which, to be perfectly honest, is mainly a driving force for why they're in this situation, if anything else. Just kind of it kind of strengthens the reason why these two girls decide to go along with these two guys that they've met and go on this shark dive in a cage. They know a guy, he's willing to do him a deal, Captain Taylor, he's a buddy of theirs, they're willing to put him down. And to be perfectly honest, what's interesting is that I don't know, maybe it was just me, but as you're watching this build-up, I don't know, it's one of the characters, Kate, she says at one point, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this because you hear all these horror stories of people ripping you off or things go badly.
Kate's also documentedly, she doesn't do anything exciting.
Adventurous, ever. Which is part of the motivation for her sister, Lisa, convincing her to go along on this thing.
Yeah, because she took a lot of talking even to get her on the Mexican holiday.
Yeah, but it's interesting because kind of the getting her past her fears is, brief as it might be, is kind of a primer for getting you, the viewer, in the notion of, they might actually be going into a dangerous environment one way or the other. Whether it's dangerous because of the people they're going along with, or dangerous because they plan on getting in the water with sharks, you're not quite sure yet.
Metal cage or not, if you ever lower yourself into a circle of serial killers in their home turf, metal cage or not, it can go badly. I'm talking of sharks.
Yes,
have gone a different direction.
You said serial killers.
Sharknado week. Sharks.
Anyway,
well, they are.
Yeah,
kind of.
My point is that there is good tension that's built subtly in some ways and overtly in others. They're on the ocean, and they're getting. And if you didn't know that you were supposed to be watching a horror movie, you'd think that you're watching maybe the setup for some fucking rom-com or something like that. It's bright, it's colourful, the characters are believable. There's only one dickhead in it, to be perfectly honest, which was surprising. That was the mate on the ship. He says something in Spanish.
Oh, Javier?
Yeah. He says something in Spanish in certain one of the girls, and it's
but that's kind of like the stereotypical thing though on the ship. There's always one
dickhead.
Yeah. Hardened by.
Now, when they get to the boat, automatically Kate is a little bit apprehensive because the cage is wholly rusted metal, wouldn't even do it justice. It's seen a bit of use. Now, it's not falling apart or anything, but it is rusted the fuck.
Type of thing that even if you gave it a lick of paint, it'd still look like a heap of crap.
Yeah. Similarly with, the winch and all the rest of it. So, a bit of cajoling is once again needed in order to get Kate into doing it, especially once they get a sight of their first shark and it's kind of like, oh god, that's really fucking big. The two lads get into
20 footers. That's where I was getting the 20 footer from.
Yeah.
They're 20 footers.
Well, also, as I said,
we've seen a lot of sharks this week between.
Well, no, as I said, fucking, to be fair, Hooper does think that Jaws is 20 feet and then Quint corrects him. I think. Yeah. But anyway, the interesting thing is, all of this stuff is slowly building up tension, and it's doing it. The pacing is decent enough. As I said, 20 minutes in, they're out on the water. You are, maybe it was just me watching it or whatever, but you are getting a slight sense of kind of edginess. Maybe it's the bleed over from Kate because she is so worked up. Whether, partially got to do with the backstory that gets explained, also partially got to do with the fact that, the cage looks like a heap of shit, and there's a pretty big fucking shark out there.
Willie Vodka said, #where's the booze? I'm taking it intravenously through my leg. Continue.
I'm driving home, so I decide not to drink.
Two solid answers.
Yep, pretty much. Now, things go obviously a bit pear-shaped once the girls get into the cage. The two lads they were with have had their fun. It's all well and good. The two girls get into the cage, and they do this interesting bit where one of them, Lisa, asks, can she borrow a camera off one of the lads? And it's like, okay, but if you drop it, you're going to have to dive down and get it. And naturally enough, irony! The camera slips out of their fingers, and you get your first real good fucking jump scare in the film. Now, one of the interesting things about 47 meters down is, as the story progresses and as shit goes sideways, because we all know it does, because that fucking cage snaps and the two girls. One of the interesting things is that
we won't get super too into it because it's still super current.
Yeah, and it's well worth watching.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things about it is tension is built at times through almost false fear reveals in a way. When you think about the way that camera work is done anytime you're under the water, a lot of sweeping panning views, and these are used an awful lot to do the fucking terrifying version of a red herring, whereby you have the camera looking at one of the characters, it's coming in at an angle, and because of the way that it's moving and the speed that it's moving, you, the viewer, are led to believe that you are seeing through the eyes of a killing machine that's about to chomp somebody, but it's not. And what's cool is
the music, which you know how much I talk about music in relation to movies, but the music's a big preluder as well.
That's because it's done by Tom Dandy, the same guy that did the music in some of the Resident Evil movies.
That would explain a lot.
Afterlife, most notably.
Yeah, but as you said, for it leading like false tension, there's not like definitive like Jaws music where you're like, oh my god, there's a shark, but there's just this weird little creep in the backing track that you're like.
No, it's aided by the fact that regardless of what's in the water, these two girls do find themselves in a very, very, very fucking dangerous predicament.
Yeah.
That being
sharks or no sharks.
Yeah, that being they're stuck in a cage that has drifted far beyond what they expect, far deeper than they expected to go. One of them is not a deep sea fucking diver. The other one is certified.
Well, and she's on my holiday in Tahiti, fucking certified.
No, like Kate actually mentions the fact that Lisa had to go in and get certified. Because both girls
that was just for doing one dive on holidays. They had to do the training course with you because they ordinarily wouldn't just let you.
No, I think it's implied that, like, on her own batch, she went off and did a diving course. To get
okay, we'll agree to disagree there. That's not a big.
The point is that Lisa does.
She's trained up. Regardless.
Lisa has experience. Kate doesn't. The captain at the very beginning says, "You both know how to scuba dive," and of course. And to be fair, Taylor's no moron. He's helping Kate before they get in the water. He's helping Kate with the gear. And he's clearly aware of the fact that this is her first time. And he doesn't.
She's hyperventilating.
Well, she did just see a big fuck off shark, so a lot of that can be put down to that in a way. You know, he doesn't act like a dickhead about it. He doesn't raise the fact that, hey, you were lying through your teeth, girl. Instead, he talks her calmly about how to do certain things and all the rest of it.
Keep your breath quiet, because once you get the mask on, the more air you breathe, the quicker it goes.
Yeah, here's your air gauge, here's your pressure gauge, all the rest of it. Talks him through it. So anyway, the point is that it's already laid out that sharks or no sharks, they are going into a dangerous environment as soon as that cage snaps and they go below the 5 meters, because it had been noted that, you know, if they got, it probably wouldn't happen, but their ears might hurt a little bit from the pressure, but they're only going to be going down 5 meters.
It's like the opposite of going up a mountain.
Yes, actually. Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's actually literally the opposite of going up a mountain.
Well, the opposite direction.
Wet. Yeah. Directionally.
It's still got to do with changes in pressure and how the body adapts to it.
Yeah.
So we are given an outline that, you know, the fact that they have fallen from this cage and are now sinking rapidly to a depth far beyond what they thought is a dangerous thing in and of itself. You got the air, the water pressure, the lack of fucking oxygen is a major thing. The fact that the two of them are pretty much knocked out for a couple of minutes or something once they hit the ground. Yeah. The fact that they are way beyond, you can't fucking see. They couldn't even see the bottom when they were 5 feet or 5 meters down, much less the eventual 47 that they dropped.
Because when the shark comes up to say hello at some stage, and he literally...
Oh, that's the camera bit?
Yeah, he literally, out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's fucking... Yeah. A lot of the tension that's built in this film is not so much about the sharks. The sharks are a bad fucking deal. That's cool. You know, we perfectly understand. We've been chumming the water, all this and all that. They are a legitimate threat.
But is Matthew Modine from Stranger Things on the ship's crew?
I have no idea. Well, I can't picture...
Which one's Matthew Modine?
I have no idea. That's why I'm saying I have no idea.
Okay.
I recognise the captain.
Yeah, the captain is...
I know the captain from a couple of things that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I can't remember either. He like plays a cop and things and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, my point is...
I'll check that, actually.
47 meters down, even if you take the sharks out of it, you are still getting a film whereby there is a genuine threat to these girls' life by virtue of being trapped at the bottom of the, well, maybe not the bottom, but certainly a fair distance down under the water, massive amount of water pressure, their oxygen tank, it's a limited supply.
When they wake up, they're on like one's on 50 and one's on 80 or something like that. In and around.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that was after a bit of exertion on Lisa's part. They can't get in contact.
There was one of them that Kate has. I remember Kate has a lot more oxygen gone because she was proper KO'd.
It's also because Lisa, they don't make that deduction until after Lisa's gone for a bit of a swim.
Ah.
The reason for that being,
okay,
they've got communication with the boat, but they're out of range. So Lisa reckons, get out of the cage, swim up a bit, see if we can get in contact, and it does work.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of things that the girls do to try and help themselves.
Matthew Modine's in it, Martin.
Okay. There's a lot of things that the girls do to try and help themselves in this situation. Sharks or no sharks, to just get breathing under control. You do get a genuine sense of peril, is the word that I was looking for a while ago, just from the environment that they're in and the situation that they're in. It's aided by, as I said, these clever little tricks with the camera, whereby it is nothing. When you look at it objectively, it is nothing more than the kind of camera angles and techniques that one would expect for any kind of underwater film. Those sweep-ins, there's at one point one of the girls...
Any underwater documentary.
Yeah, precisely. It's noted one of the girls has to move about at one point, and it's noted that try and stay as close to the bottom as you can because sharks have tendency to attack from below. Unfortunately, she does have to swim there off basically...
so she has no choice in the matter.
Yeah, it's basically like an underwater cliff. And once again, you get these cool bits whereby, objectively speaking, it's the kind of camera angle you would expect, but the way that it's done, coupled with the situation and the music, not overly dramatic, but enough to get you kind of going, is enough to make you believe you're about to see something that you don't see at that time. It adds to the underlying sense of menace that goes through the entire film once they've hit the water. Actually, to be perfectly honest, once they agree to go to the boat, it kind of creeps in, but that's only because we're thinking two girls down in Mexico going off with these two lads, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's... the two guys are super sound now.
Yeah, they actually are.
There's nothing wrong with them, but you've seen so many kind of tourist horror movies where it's just kind of like,
even say
they're going to be getting sold.
Yeah, and Kate even says that she's heard horror stories about situations like this. And all of this adds to the sense of menace that permeates this film and does a very, very good job of it.
Yeah. It reminded me just the way it built the tension, and I know this might be a slightly unpopular one, but did you ever see Buried with Ryan Reynolds?
No, I didn't. I didn't bother with it.
Yeah, they were actually, for a man who was stuck in a coffin in the ground, the amount of tension they were able to draw out for about an hour and a half. I think it's very underrated in my opinion, but
I'll be honest.
I think it's one of those movies that suffered where it's literally just people can't get Ryan Reynolds in the serious role.
No, it's not that. To be perfectly honest, the reason I didn't watch Buried is the reason that I thought I might not like 47 meters down, and that being the notion of spamming a can, and because it's happening. I wouldn't
call it spamming a can.
No, bear with me, right?
We're gonna get
bear with me. It's a direction that some films have taken, especially films that have been labelled survival horror, whereby it's not so much a case of there's an awful lot of action, but there's an awful lot of fear of circumstance that's developed into it. So I'll be honest, I was expecting the two girls to be sitting at the bottom of the ocean freaking out, and the sense of terror is the fact that they're down there.
Gone for the claustrophobic fight in the box kind of thing.
Yeah, with sharks circling them, and they didn't. Instead, you had two girls that one of them had to calm the other one down, I admit, but once they both kind of got their shit together, they were active in their own attempts at getting out of this.
In her defense, the one that needed calming down had barely been to the bottom of a 2-meter swimming pool, let alone
47 meters down. Pretty much. But like they take an active role in their own salvation. As I said, Lisa swims up to try and communicate with the ship. Once they've established that they're there, they figure out a game plan. They're going to, if they're advised to stay in the cage, it's the safest place. And that's cool until circumstances dictate that they can't stay in the cage for various reasons. There's a great scene. They're trapped in the cage when they initially hit. And there's a great scene whereby Lisa has to get out, and the whole time it's nothing more than them figuring out how they're going to get out of this situation. But because of the environment, and because we're aware that the sharks are there, and because they're constantly talking about the fact that the sharks are there, and because of the sweeping camera angles and everything like that, you continuously get this these red herring scares whereby you're expecting something to happen and it doesn't happen. But at the same time, it's building up and it's building up. So when shit happens, it's like, Jesus! And you really get it. When the sharks actually are part of the scenario, when there is a reason for them being there, when stuff has happened, they're coming out of fucking blackness. There is lights around the cage. The girls get their hand on a light, but for the most part, that light is 10, 20 feet maybe. And yeah, and the speed that the sharks move at means that you could be looking and you're seeing blackness, and all of a sudden there's a shark literally in your face. Yeah. And it's just fucking brilliant the way they do it. To be perfectly honest, I've actually only got one. Don't
even tell him the right.
No. Well, there is a situation, and it's got to do with the environment that they're in because they're underwater, and it's noted and it's mentioned, and that's fine. But something happens near the end of the film, and unfortunately, I feel that because of this certain environmental danger being stated 5 minutes previous, I was able to twig something that happened.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if I hadn't been paying attention, I probably wouldn't have. So the resolve and the event that happens at the end, I can understand. You didn't get it at all. The film did what it was supposed to do.
The film worked. Like I totally get what you're on about, but it was the
way that it was done.
I get where Giz is coming from, but the sequence of events flowed out so smoothly afterwards that it actually just completely out of my mind until there's an indicator, and then you're like,
that's what, and there's a great resolve at the end of it, and you're like, Now, as I said, I was kind of keyed up and paying attention, and it's probably just me because I was paying too much attention, so I knew how it was going to go. I think I was able to predict how it was going to go, but even still, even knowing or at least suspecting how I thought it was going to go, I pretty much almost fell for it until they did something. I was like, I was right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I was going to do the 47 meters down trailer, but this ran over a little bit longer than planned.
Shit, sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. So check it out on YouTube, or better off, put some money in your pocket. Go cinema.
It's
totally worth the 20 quid.
I don't think it's in the cinemas anymore, but as I said,
Rob said it's still in the cinemas.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I got my dates mixed up. It's okay.
Yeah. But 47 meters down. As I said, I was expecting to tolerate the film. I wasn't expecting to actually fucking enjoy it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I.
That's good. Jump on YouTube and check it out. Totally worth a watch. So, as I said in the post, we got some special news coming up from our sponsor. But before the special news, we have a word from our sponsor.
Yay!
Crap.
Lads, I'm so fucking bored.
Weird. I don't remember turning the TV on.
Welcome to the new American Horror Channel on Roku. Streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all night, all day, all horror. Hi, I'm Hart D. Fisher. As owner and operator of the world's greatest uncut 24 hours a day, 7 days a week horror channel, American Horrors, it's my job to let you know that I'm choking to death on this smoke. Okay. We're still rolling, right?
There we go, and we're back. Okay, so talk there for a sec, just while I pull this up.
Yes, interesting news from from American Horrors. We were recently informed that
Right before the show.
Yeah, like, right before the show.
Directly before the show.
American Horrors is now listed in the top 69 or 69 in the top 100 list, maybe. Of
Okay, I have it here now. Sorry. American Horror has made the cut to the top 69 Roku channels in the MKV Extreme's Best Roku Channel list. Use channel code AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku channel lineup. It's free. And we want to thank the fine fiends at mkvextreme.com for noticing how much work and love we've put into our 24/7 linear streaming uncut horror channel, which is where us homies in the Gorecast live on Sunday nights. The American Horrors channel. Here's the direct link to their top 69 list for the heads up, Max DeVille. Thank you very much, Max. And I will copy, if you want to check out the top 69 list, because I know I'll be checking it out afterwards. Copy link address, and I'll just post it in the comments down here. And all you homies and homettes out there, go check it out.
Actually, if you want to stay awake late, or will we mention that one later?
We'll do that later. Adverts and things.
Yeah,
we'll end up to do that. Actually, that's better. So there you go. That's awesome, amazing news. Yeah. Top 69. Because I don't know if Irish people mightn't understand on
It's a
Roku.
great number.
It's one of Giz's favourite numbers. What a lot of people over in Ireland might not understand is that like it's a linear streaming channel and there's a monkey load of channels on it. So to be coming in the top 69,
yeah,
that's good stuff.
Yeah,
that's some really good stuff. Right, okay, so 47 metres down.
Yeah.
Like the kid from no, not Modern Family. No, I can't remember it. That TV show with the janitor from Scrubs in it and the mother from Everybody Loves
Middle.
It. The Middle, yeah. Do you remember the way the kid used to be always say, I'm going out to play?
No, I never really watched it.
Okay, I love that. He's creepy. Mary Fex also commented. Okay, so Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
We're going slowly but surely through a transcending level of lunacy.
Yes.
Not with the first two, because they're both equal levels of crazy awesomeness.
Well, okay, here's the thing. The truth is, we were going to do a bunch of shark movies based on the notion that one film had come out recently.
Well, initially, I wanted to do all the Sharknados.
Yeah, and then he piped up and he went, can we do all the Sharknados? And I went...
I said we should do a Shark Week. Well,
Yeah.
not week. I said we should do a Shark Week show. And then I realised that Shark Week was last month. And then I was like, how did I miss Sharknado? Because I was like, Sharknado Week. I never missed Sharknado Week. And then it's today on Syfy. It's starting. And most importantly, on Thursday or Friday, I can't remember off the top of my head, Sharknado 5. It's around the world now. It's not just America.
Okay.
There's pyramids and shit.
To get us up to that point of lunacy, we decided to segue into a film that's... Well, a film that suffered because, to be fair, I guess it was advertised as a horror, but what it actually is a brainless fun, in my opinion, monster movie, wherein some people have a terrible idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it full-blown horror. It's a total creature feature.
Yeah.
Because technically sharks are superheroes. No, supervillains.
These ones are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking sharks in general. These specific sharks in the movie are supervillains.
Yeah, and I owe...
Not with freaking lasers on their heads or anything, but...
And I owe Rob Cribben an apology. You were right. They are Makos. My bad. I thought it was Great Whites. I'm an idiot.
What? Who said that? Martin, of course. Deep Blue Sea, Punisher, Nick Fury versus Sharks. Fuck yeah. Which Giz literally said about 5 minutes before we went on air.
Oh, you forget that Dr. Zellwig is in there as well, just in case they need some backup from Thor somewhere along the line. But, what?
Can you call in the Thor?
He's Thor's buddy.
He can whip you up some good Neosporin in case you injure yourself or something like that.
I guarantee you in the Marvel Universe...
Although he did nearly outdrink the god.
I guarantee you in the Marvel Universe that if Dr. Eric fucking Zellwig got down and went, oh Thor, my god, I need your help, there's going to be a large blonde Asgardian landing on going, well bud, what's the problem?
Sharks! Lots of sharks! Okay, what? You can totally handle sharks. Super smart sharks!
Oh, okay, that adds to it. Because that wasn't
Sharks
a terrible idea.
Smarter than Thor.
Ooh, I've heard people say that cardboard boxes are smarter than Thor. Now, granted, those people might be Loki every now and then.
It's gone very... Anyway.
Anyway, for those of you that
we won't talk about any more superhero movies unless they're DC related. Okay, we won't talk about any more superhero TV shows unless they're DC related.
What? No, that doesn't work.
No, that's not, because Defenders...
Plus Gifted, which is coming out, and apparently everyone loves fucking Legion, although I couldn't be bothered.
It's a heap of poo.
I couldn't be bothered watching because
It's a heap of poo,
I was never a fan of the
I
character.
won't lie to you, I'm a little bit worried about the Gifted as well.
Can we get back on track? Let's get back on track.
Indeed. Samuel L. Jackson, Sharks in a Plane. No, fuck. Samuel L. Jackson.
Sharks in an underwater science lab.
Motherfucking sick of these motherfucking sharks in
This
this underwater
science
research
lab
centre.
Yeah.
Which is why they moved that line over to Snakes in a Plane.
Yeah, it flows better.
Motherfucking sick.
It
I need
flows
motherfucking
better.
snakes and a motherfucking plane.
Actually, did you notice the guy that's the... I don't know if he's a CEO of the company, but there's another guy in that initial meeting where
yes, he's in everything as an evil bad rich guy.
Robo fucking cop.
Yes, that's it, as an evil bad rich guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any lines in this film.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, he's just
he managed to look. He looks because it's Samuel L. Jackson's relaying all the
information,
info and stuff, and he's just kind of sitting there, literally, and he doesn't take his eyes
off
your one at all. Who is the redheaded one from Starship Troopers?
No, she's not.
She's totally one from Starship Troopers.
No, she's not.
Who is? Oh, I got my face. She's the one from Devil's Advocate? Sorry, I might have my movies mixed up.
That's the same chick from Starship Troopers.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this girl is who you think she is.
There's a very good chance.
For those of you that haven't seen Deep Blue Sea, the woman we're talking about
I'm having
plays...
face splurge. No, that fucking Jesus, I'm having a really bad... I'm just going to stop talking about it.
Oh, I've forgotten the name of her character in the film. Anyway, she's a super smart scientist that wants to create a cure for Alzheimer's.
It is your one from Starship Troopers? Douche! Do.
Fine, I was wrong.
Oh, if this was a game of Pokemon Go now, I'd like spin around and be like, yeah! Winner!
Anyway, she is basically looking
Saffron
for...
Burrows, Martin Green, also ringing it in the stereo. No, Martin said, no, it's not. Ah, crap. Okay.
No.
D. Lucy.
I was called by Martin's answer.
IMBD.
Anyway, the point is this. She's a super smart scientist that wants to cure Alzheimer's and is basically using sharks in order to create an enzyme that... Well,
Dr. Susan McAllister.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, cool. So yes, Dr. McAllister is trying to cure Alzheimer's by basically harvesting...
Oh, it's totally not your one from Starship Troopers. Okay.
By basically harvesting stuff from the brains of enhanced mako sharks, which she hopes will activate dead brain cells. The problem is, her funding is about to go bye-bye.
Help with Alzheimer's and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Problem is, her funding is about to go bye-bye. So she basically convinces Samuel L. Jackson to give her till the weekend, to give her till Monday, and she will prove that this stuff works. So
basically, what she says to me is, I'll make you a F-ton of money, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So he goes along and they go and they check out, and he goes along to their research facility, which they bought and reconditioned. Now, the film itself actually opens with a pretty decent scene that's somewhat reminiscent of Jaws itself.
Yeah.
Whereby you have some teenagers out on a catamaran having a good time until they get attacked by a shark, which is then quickly wrangled by shark wrangler Frank Castle. What was his name in this one? The shark wrangler guy. Finn. Oh, that's a bit on the nose. I forgot about that. So yeah, Ian Ziering plays.
No, that's the wrong movie completely, dude.
What?
That's Sharknado.
You fucking why?
It's the guy who plays Punisher. You're talking about?
Yeah, because I thought you had this page up, and I was looking at the top of the list.
Sorry,
I knew the name sounded all wrong. So it's Thomas Jane playing character play.
Ian Ziering is the Punisher.
Wait, that's not right at all. But yeah, he's the shark wrangler, and he kind of...
Dina Myers. Yes. Perfect. That's your one from...
Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a shark wrangler, and he saves the day in that opening scene. And as I said, you're brought along to this facility by Dr. McAllister, and you're introduced to the various different people inside there. You're given the rundown on what it is they're doing, and you get to see
experimenting on sharks.
Yeah, you get to see some pretty fucking big ass sharks.
Yep.
I don't know. They're on about how they've been modified. They've got Gen 1 and Gen 2 sharks. The notion being that they have, I don't know if it's an enzyme, but they have something.
Some protein.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they need to harvest this protein and test out and figure out if it's going to activate brain cells. Now, because you have what's his name? Franklin. That's Samuel L. Jackson's character. Yeah. So because you got Franklin being given the tour, it's a handy way of introducing us to the characters, what's going on, and all the rest of it.
And they're all a little bit quirky, so you're able to get a quick idea of what they're like on a one-liner basis on the way through the fucking ship.
Yeah, LL Cool J is Preacher, the cook. Chef, yeah. The former alcoholic chef.
I wouldn't even call him former.
Well, to be fair, circumstances dictate that he nip in. But even he says, "Okay, Lord, I'm going to stop now."
I'll accept that.
Yeah. But
I'll accept that.
Yeah, there's and fucking, as we said, Zelvig, Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Stellan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Stellan Skarsgård.
I just went Bill Skarsgård in my head the minute I had it. Sorry.
He gets called at one point the smartest man on the planet.
Yeah.
To which Franklin's response is, if he's so smart, why is he pissing into the wind? Which he's doing. But
oh, he has a couple of not so smart moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, two. There's the pissing in the wind and...
Yeah, there's... Yeah. So, yeah, you're told exactly what's going on, why they're there, all the rest of it. And then they go along and they do this, and they do the bit of stupid.
Wait, good.
Yeah, they go along and they do the bit of stupid, whereby they get in the big female shark, which is twice the size of the males, by the way.
Oh, she's mighty.
Despite the fact that there has been many comments on the fact that these fuckers are getting smarter the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
They're starting to hunt in packs.
Because the girl who's not from Starship
There is, I don't know what breed of shark it is.
Mako.
Not
It was a good guess.
Yeah. There's another shark that's brought in and they eat him. I mean, they just, he's dropped in, it's feeding time, and they rip him apart. But it's coordinated attacks and things like that.
One of us.
So it's clear that the sharks are getting smart enough to come up with tactics.
It's all about tactics, lads. Tactics.
Yes. And so the stupid happens. And the stupid happens when they demonstrate what it is they're doing. So the shark is brought inside. Fucking characters there making sure the shark's cool. It's towed down. Fucking Dr. McAllister comes in. Sticks the shark in the head with a great big fucking needle that's mounted on this device.
Terrible idea.
Well, to be fair, the extraction goes all well and good.
Pissed off the fucking shark royally, though.
No, not really. I think it was actually when somebody sparks a cigarette and gets a bit too close, and I think the fumes were just enough, because she's supposed to be doped out, but she's a little bit active and is put down to bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not beyond the realm of reason, I suppose, that the cigarette smoke, because they got a fucking fair good fucking schnoz. Although that's mainly underwater, I guess.
Yeah, she was floating above water.
Well,
she wouldn't have been in her natural habitat, shall we say.
They have her hydrated to make sure she doesn't die, because they need the water in order to breathe.
Gills in, fins out.
Yeah, anyway, someone gets too close to a shark and all of a sudden they don't have an arm anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's an issue.
Actually, literally just nam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an issue. So the shark
It's got an arm off.
Yeah. The shark is quickly released back in, and they try and get this person off the fucking place. Well, unfortunately,
Blake tries to blow it up with a shotgun first, and then McAllister locks it into the doohickey.
No, McAllister hits the emergency release and gets dumped back.
Oh, sorry, I thought it closed over a hatch. Sorry, yeah, okay. Well, either way, shark be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, the problem is that, it's a skeleton crew at this facility because it's the weekend and everyone's fucked off home. And B, there is, shocking horror, a big fuck-off storm blowing in!
Yep.
And so by the time shit goes sideways, you are looking at 20-foot fucking waves, and there's a helicopter trying to get through this storm, and it's like, fuck.
Terrible idea.
To be fair, they make it through. They get all the way in, and they manage to get your man onto the boat, or onto the helicopter, and that's when it all goes tit side up.
Won't tell you anymore because it's actually a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needless.
I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needless to say that they are all fooked. Totally fooked.
Fubar, would you say?
Oh, it is so beyond Fubar. I mean, like boned like a fish. Haha.
Reversed it.
Yeah. So we now basically have another case of spamming a can in a way, whereby everyone's trapped in the vicinity. They're far below the waterline. Various portions of the facility are flooded. Power is indeterminate, and they have super intelligent sharks hunting them. Yay! And I mean, like, tactics, busting through doors deliberately to fucking herd them in certain directions, and other things can come in and
herd them.
But they do herd them.
Yes, they do.
Now,
I just like the way you said herd them.
Oh, okay. Now, to be honest, in Deep Blue Sea, you don't get a sense of terror or anything like that. There isn't a lot of build-up. I don't know, maybe it's just difficult to be afraid when you're dealing with kind of a... There isn't really any over-the-top characters, but it's just such a dude bro film, is the best way of putting it. In a way.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
You know, it's laid back, it's chill, it's like, yeah, dude. It's still mindless fun. As long as you can...
Man.
Yeah. Ignore some of the stereotypical characters, which are done, to be fair, like, they're fucking embraced and done properly, so it's kind of cool. There is no real sense of terror, but there are some... What?
Nothing.
But there are some really awesome shark-related chompings that happen. And, as I said, because you're dealing with intelligent killing machines, you get them putting off some really cool shit, like slapping people off stuff and in terrifying ways, and, you know, almost using terror tactics to drive people on. And then you have some truly, truly ridiculous shit in there as well. But we're going to put it aside because, as I said, it's brainless. And for brainless, they know what they're doing. They clearly know what they're doing because at one point, one of the most inspirational...
I wouldn't call it, like, totally brainless. Like, you need to pay attention for about a good solid 35 minutes.
Okay, but they don't try and be Jaws.
Oh, no.
Now, I admit, for some strange and unknown reason, I think certain marketing people tried to make it look like it was Jaws, which is quite probably the reason that it got a lot of the fucking heat that it did. Because if they said, we're doing a B-movie about hyper-intelligent sharks, I imagine that would have...
Except it wasn't a B-movie.
Bear with me.
Okay.
I imagine that would have been received as actually saying what it... or doing what it says on the tin a hell of a lot better than the modern-day Jaws, which is what it tried to get fucking passed off as, which it fucking wasn't.
Oh, Ali's got some cool facts here for us.
Okay.
Deep Blue Sea fact. For the animatronic sharks, they used equipment from the 747s and built the sharks as self-contained units. They had 1,000 HP engines, weighed 8,000 pounds, and swam on their own without the use of external wires or apparatus.
At up to 30 miles per hour.
At up to 30, fucking hell.
That, honestly, is awesome and makes the film a bit better because it means that a lot of the stuff that I was putting down to decent CGI...
is actual robotic sharks.
Yeah. Now, like, bear in mind, it's underwater, so it's easy to do decent CGI underwater because you're able to...
Blue everything.
Yeah, it's water. It hides the bad marks. But the fact that it's fucking... That's... All of a sudden, that's kicked things up a little bit, to be perfectly honest.
Bam! Kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, and as I was saying, this movie doesn't take itself too seriously, which is why I think it's fucking perfectly acceptable B monster movie, brainless fun. The fact that they did that just makes it even better. The way you know that it doesn't take itself too seriously, I think, is when, during one of the most serious moments of the film, one of the most inspirational speeches of all time, something that we've been, even a story being told that we've been waiting to hear about.
We cut to an ad break.
Regarding one of the what? No, not yet.
Okay.
But regarding one of the characters...
That would have been perfect. Dun dun dun. Cliffhanger.
Well, no, in this case, it's dun dun dun. Inspirational chomping.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That's fantastic, actually.
And funnily enough, that one scene is, for most people, apparently, the only noteworthy thing, actually. The opposite. The only reason they might like it. And I'm sitting there going, it's cool, but you need to, like, what about the rest of it?
Is it because that predominantly what happens to the person doesn't really happen to him in any other films he's in?
I feel it does every now and then.
Occasionally.
Not anymore as much, but
Yeah.
it is a bit of a kind of, whoa, didn't see that coming. And it is in the middle of the inspirational speech that you're expecting. And it does completely, it's like, da 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 da.
Yeah. In the defense of the shark, he was getting very Boy Scoutish. So I could totally, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, just shut the fucking hatch already, man.
There's a lot of things whereby you're kind of going to be looking at Deep Blue Sea going, for fuck's sake. Until you realise, B-movie, monster movie. You know what? Disbelief can go take a fucking hike. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy it all. And as a result, if you're able to do that, then you should get a nice, fun, cheesy film where you're kind of laughing at certain deaths and
good cheesy.
Yeah, cheering on
cheering
on characters at some points. At other points, going, "Oh my God, are you mentally deficient, you mad bastard?"
Yeah.
There was one instant where I actually kind of went, no. She has a legitimate reason for doing that. It's not just so that we can see her in her underwear. Much as I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it bridges that gap, I think, between just that the attempt at being no, I don't think it. Honestly, I don't think they were ever trying to do a horror movie. I think they were trying to do a monster movie, and I think they did that well. But I do believe that perhaps some of the marketing for it did it an injustice by labeling it as a horror movie or attempting to.
It was, in fact, a real horror movie for Thomas Jane, according to the new Deep Blue Sea fact, where it turns out that he has a terrible, terrible case of galophobia.
Fear of sharks.
Fear of sharks, as he saw Jaws when he was a kid and scared the shizzle out of him.
That's interesting because he does.
That means the Punisher scared of sharks.
Yeah, well, old Punisher. Oh, we have a new Punisher, and he's awesome.
But old Punisher was awesome.
Actually, there have been 4 Punishers.
Lundgren was one.
Yeah,
that's a terrible.
Dolph, Thomas Jane, fucking Ray Winston.
So Ray Winston in the second.
No. I'm getting his name wrong.
Punisher 2.
Warzone. And then the latest one, which
not
is...
a big fan.
I liked Warzone.
I feel they covered over a lack of solid storyline with just oodles and oodles of amazing death-related gore.
It was based on the Gareth Ennis run of Punisher stuff. So was the old Punisher movie, but at least it stuck a little bit more. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked, like drastically.
Sure. Warzone. Ray Stevenson.
I knew it was a Ray something. But yeah, that's fucking like. To be fair, Thomas Jane does some awesome stuff with those. Jesus Christ! If they're robotic, he's actually doing that stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, they might have the robotic shark come up and do the thing. They might shoot him separately and then composite them together later on because
it's done well.
The disadvantage of robotic sharks. Or sorry, not the disadvantage of robotic sharks. The realism of robotic sharks is that robots can also go a little haywire sometimes.
Which is why we keep having to kill them off every time we seem to create AI. The latest one created its own language and got shut down.
Yeah. Kill it! Fucking kill it now. Sorry.
I think when the one that's
Skynet.
Why do you carry a gun? Toasters. What? Decepticon toasters.
It's all fun and games till I arrive in your back garden, balls naked, in a ball of light from the future, looking for Sarah Connor.
Which one?
Which Sarah Connor?
Emily Clark or fucking... Can't remember her name.
Emily Clark's the original one, isn't it?
Holy shit! Dude, I just realised the 2 queens of Game of Thrones have been Sarah Connor. Lena Headey played Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor Chronicles. And fucking Emily, what's her name? Daenerys plays her in Genesis. Huh. Emily Clark.
Madness.
Huh!
There you go.
Sorry.
Game of Bones. I know that has a double standard meaning for that show.
It's also it's also the title of a film.
Yeah, of course it is. Oh yeah, cool,
yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
So now on top of normal Game of Thrones, I have to catch up on a TV series of porno Game of Thrones.
Never said it was a TV series.
Oh, thank God.
I said it was a film.
Yeah, that's fine. I can watch the film.
Anyway,
I can't keep up now.
Back to Deep Blue Sea.
Same storylines, but obviously differing. Although I don't know how you could add more sex into Game of Thrones.
They don't add anything; they take away stuff.
In the porno?
Yeah. And not just clothing. You know, just
bits.
Story.
We're getting way into it.
Yep. Anyway, Deep Blue Sea.
Splash.
Yeah. As I said, it's a film that I think gets a lot of flack.
We hit the trailer actually.
Yes. Yes. It's a film that I think gets a lot of flack undeservedly because I think it was marketed as a horror movie when it's actually not. It's just, to be fair...
Creature feature.
Yeah, it's a good creature feature. It is.
Yeah.
You know? So,
I totally agree with you. Terrible packaging. Deep Blue Sea coming up.
Tell me, Mr. Franklin, have you ever known anyone with Alzheimer's?
No.
What if you could end all that suffering with a single pill? Give me till Monday morning, 48 hours. I'll give you results that'll skyrocket your stock price.
In the most advanced research facility in the world. Wow.
Beneath its glassy surface, a world of gliding monsters.
A team of specialists is working against the clock.
Did someone order the fish?
On an experiment to benefit mankind.
Sharks never show any loss of brain activity as they age.
We're this close to the reactivation of a human brain cell.
But before they can save millions of lives...
Tell me I didn't see that. They recognize that gun.
It's impossible. Sharks do not swim backwards. They can't.
They'll have to find a way to save their own.
Just what the hell did you do to those sharks?
Did you feel something?
Jim and I use gene therapies to increase their brain mass.
What is that?
As a side effect, the sharks got smarter.
Somebody, please, tell me what that is. Go! Go!
When we get a camera.
So,
actually, no, not when we get a camera. That won't work. And my internet works better.
There's the trailer for Deep Blue Sea. As I said, not so much a horror film, but a decent, brainless, fun creature feature.
Creature feature. But if you're like a dedicated horror fan, there's definitely enough killy to keep you happy.
Yeah,
innovative killy as well.
Yeah, as long as you're not, you know,
some very entertaining kills in there.
Yeah.
You know the what's the best way I can describe this to you without giving it away to the viewers? You know the whingy one.
Yes.
Perfect. She gets a terrible dose.
Yes.
Like just where she gets bit, I'm just like, oh, that's like there's no getting away there now. You can gouge him in all the eyes you want. No getting away.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. That's what's done on Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. You're all excited now.
Sharknado.
This is the portion of the show where Giz sits back and it's...
Oh no, you're going to have questions.
I'm sure I will.
I know you. How long?
A long time.
A long time. You're going to have questions.
I'm sure I probably will. As I stated previously, personally not my cup of tea, but I understand why people would be into it and why they get behind it. Hey, you're all into it.
I'm going to I know we just came out of a trailer, but I'm going to uncharacteristically, because just if you're one of those few people out there who's unaware of
what a Sharknado is, I feel that maybe we'll start with the trailer, because I think it might set me up a little bit better. Otherwise, people are going to be like, no, this is madness. Because it is madness. Yeah.
This is Sharknado!
Oh my god, how's that happened?
This summer, get ready for a new chapter in the greatest cinematic franchise of all time. No, not that one. This one.
After 5 years without a Sharknado attack, they're back.
Residents and tourists are urged at this time to get inside.
Oh my god.
Go, go, go!
We will keep our viewers informed as more details emerge from yet another catastrophic event.
Where's somebody going?
It's the sequel to the sequel of the sequel to the greatest movie about sharks and tornadoes that's ever existed.
You gotta be kidding me.
And this time, buckle up.
We're all gonna die!
What happens in Vegas?
Looks like we got company.
There's a Sharknado coming!
Sure as hell won't stay there.
San Francisco, Salt Lake, and Seattle, they were all attacked by a
Firenado! That's you!
Oilnado!
It's Sharknado!
We gotta get out of here!
Are we able to get rid of all the Sharknadoes in the U.S.?
It's not working.
This isn't gonna cut it. We're gonna need something bigger to get near that storm.
I love you, Good Shepherd, you crazy bastard! Go! Move it!
Go, 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 go. Run away from the Sharknado.
Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens. Premiere Sunday, July 31st on Syfy.
May the force be with you.
Say the question you just said there. That's she's from American Pie.
That cat. Maybe it is what I know her from.
And Van Wilder.
Yeah,
apparently liaison.
Okay, maybe it wasn't her. Oh,
Sorry, just so for anybody who hasn't been introduced to the Sharknado series, there's a set of natural disasters called Sharknadoes, where basically
are they actually? Because I always wondered where the hell these damn things came from. Was it a natural thing, or is
they just start up now? They kind of
they just gloss over the notion of an explanation. They're just there.
Throughout the movies, you get a kind of an explanation for it. Now, this is a bit of a different curveball here, because up until Sharknado 4, which is the one we're doing, Sharknado 4, The Fourth Awakens, amazing. You're dealing with all tsunami, or not tsunami, but you're dealing with like a water tornado kind of thing, which totally makes sense, because it's like tornado starts at sea, picks up a load of sharks. Here we go. This sets you up in Vegas, where you Ian Ziering, who
I mistakenly thought was
Ian Ziering, who plays Finn Shepard, who is like the
and who also has done voice acting in shit tons. He was Vinny in Biker Mice from Mars,
one of the coolest TV shows,
and he led the Mighty Ducks against Tim Curry
in cartoon form, not in because there was a media estimate.
Yeah, Tim Curry was a dragon. He was a duck.
Yeah, and he was also in Beverly Hills 90210 for all of it.
Yeah,
the original, not the new.
Oh, he's the guy. He's Totopoulos in the Godzilla cartoon. Nick Totopoulos in the Godzilla cartoon,
which
Broderick based. He voices the character Broderick played in the live action.
Oh, okay.
Go, go, go! He always has to say go 3 times.
That actually comes up in this a lot.
Does he say go, go, go?
Yeah, well, there's like a massive Sharknado coming at them, so you kind of would be like, go, go, go!
Oh no, in the Godzilla cartoon, it's like an unspoken joke. Anytime he says go, it's like go, 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 or dive, dive, dive. It's always he has to repeat himself 3 times.
You never know, you could have a condition.
Maybe.
You need to go deeper. No, we're not doing that. That sounded very bad. So, opens up with Finn, and he's back on his mum and dad's farm, and he's working away, and he's got his kid, Little Gil. He's got his kid, Little Gil, because you need to give him the adorable little name.
Right.
And goddammit, he's cute as a button. he's going to meet his son. The son has grown up initially in the first 3. Oh, I should point out that this Sharknado takes place 5 years after Sharknado 3. At the end of Sharknado 3, yeah, because it's 2 years ago. You've seen it by now. At the end of Sharknado 3, Tara Reid, who is April Wexler, which I like because it's from Resident Evil.
Ha!
Yeah. Well, he's more Wesker, but there was a Wexler in there as well. She meets an unfortunate case of death. Sorry for ruining Sharknado 3 for you, but it plays crucial into the thing of the movie coming up. So, anyway, he's going to visit his son. The son is all grown up now and in the military, and he gets to Vegas where he's meeting the son. The son has met a lady while he's on manoeuvres. Sorry, not in a sexy way. Well, I'm sure there was sexy manoeuvres eventually, but overall, he was on military manoeuvres because she is also in the army.
Okay.
So they decide to get married. There's literally no backlog to their story. They're just in love. They decide to get married on a plane. Parachute. You know, I do, and then
I've actually
fuck yourself out of the plane, and then
turn it up and go for it.
let God decide if the marriage is supposed to continue. I suppose God, Buddha, whoever.
It's all fun and games till you find out about the prenup.
Yeah, if you find out that as you jump out of the, plane, there's a Sharknado.
I suppose that does beat...
Because parachutes and NATOs don't go well together. But there's a difference about this Sharknado, which is what makes this completely inexplicable. It's a Sand-nado.
Sand Shark? Sand Sharknado?
Actually, that never even dawned on me, because Syfy actually do have another set of movies called Sand Shark.
Pretty sure.
I'll accept that. Because there are some... Basically what's happening is they're in... because all the Sharknados have been all handled, because there's this new company... Aston X something. They're like a military science company, but they've developed this system that's able to kind of heat blast the Sharknados and dissipate the Sharknados. But their design is slightly flawed because it's exclusively designed at water-based Sharknados, because that's all they've had to deal with, and it doesn't work the same on sand because sand don't evaporate like that. So you got the slightly filled Sand Sharknado coming. Now, they're at this big casino in Vegas, which unfortunately has hundreds and hundreds of sharks all at the front of the thing in mini fish tanks. Because, I'd imagine lots of sharks in a Sharknado also don't die, they just drop out of the sky. So, needless to say, Sand Sharknado comes in and wrecks that place. So, all of a sudden, Vegas is ruined. Loads of sharks and Sharknado flying around the place. His son, who is Matt Shepard, is whisked away with the speed of the Sharknado. He saves his wife, Matt's wife, who gets introduced to as, I'm his wife, because he doesn't know, because it only happened there 5 minutes ago. So he's like, welcome to the family, handling it like a boss Ian, I might say, because nothing gets over on Finn. So they fight off the sharks and the Sharknados. They all get together. And there's a load of... Yet again, if you haven't seen a Sharknado movie, there's... I'll put it to you this way. This whole scene that I've described there is the opening 5 minutes before a Sharknado title has even happened. So they don't piss about when they call the movie Sharknado. They're straight into Sharknado. It's one of the reasons I love it, because it does what... It's like Ron Seal. It does what it says on the tin. Sharknado. 4. Sorry. So... there's a lot of miscellaneous cool fights with Sharknados and getting away from the Sharknado, because I don't know, is it a little tip of the cap to Jaws in Sharknado, but because this is the 4th one, and the Sharknados seem to be going out of their way to follow the Shepard family around the place, because Finn is a world-class surfer, which is why he's able to deal with all the sharks, dude, and basically... Yeah, he's basically like kryptonite for a Sharknado. You send Finn Shepard in with a chainsaw, Sharknado will be done. Don't ask me why a chainsaw. I suppose if you're spinning around and you got chainsaws going, you could be cutting a lot of shark meat. Or chum. Can be done.
Sorry.
That was a terrible line, Sean.
What's this? Sorry. Who said something about a scientific perspective? From a scientific perspective, the premise of Sharknado... Yes! Thank you, Alessandra. From a scientific perspective, the premise of Sharknado is entirely possible. The phenomenon of raining fish and other animals too, by the way, is a... Yep. Sharknado. Based in fact. Kind of. Not this particular Sharknado, because it's a Sandnado, which goes through... Not unlike what you want to see in any good killer in a horror movie, metamorphosis into the ultimate killer. So, through a random series of events, because I'm not going to get into all of the kills and stuff because they're fucking entertaining. Yeah. They are off the wall crazy. Like, I remember in Sharknado, I think it was Sharknado 1, where it's the scene that made me fall in love with Sharknado. So there's Finn Shepard and there's... I can't remember the name of the brother, but streets are flooded, sharks everywhere. There's a car, there's a van, there's a rope. Life is good. Okay, everyone's climbing across the rope to the van. Ah, shit! Lo and behold, fucking Finn's the last one there. Rope, splash into the water. Whatever is Finn going to do? Goddamn frogger! That's what he's going to do. There's 4 or 5 sharks lined up in the water. His brother and him look at each other manly like and just be like, Frogger, man! And then and then chainsaws one out of the Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I feel like my review is slow, just by the judging eyes you're giving me. I feel like my review is slowly just turning into a defensive storyline about Sharknado. One of the things I love about Sharknado is there's some movies, like say 47 Meters Down, where you go in and you get really into the realism of it and stuff like that, and movies are great that way because sometimes they're to draw you in and make you really feel like you're there and give you the feeling of claustrophobia and everything, which, as we iterated earlier, 47 Meters Down deals out in spades. Sometimes you want to go into a movie and just be fucking mental. Just hit me with all the crazy that you got. I want it.
Yeah, but I'm
Sharknado.
I'm saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying personally I couldn't get into the Sharknado thing.
I can get why. Yeah. They're like Marmite.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like Marmite. I can totally get that. Giz's face as we were discussing. Oh, I've been dealing with that for about 3 days trying to lure a Sharknado into this. Yeah, that one. That face right there. So anyway, where was I? Metamorphosis of a killer. That was it. So, through a random series of events, some slight interactions with the Sharknado. The tech company guys are trying to figure out a way to take down a Sandnado, so there's random little missiles and things been fired at it in an attempt to, what can we do to take out the Sandnado?
And let me guess, everything they do to try and stop it just makes it more powerful? Literally?
No! Doesn't make it more powerful, just...
in a certain sense?
No, they managed to alter its direction a couple of times with big enough missiles, which actually scientifically would make sense in a Sandnado because it's all heat and cold, so if you heat one side more, it's going to start spinning it. Although technically if you heat one side more, it should actually just dissipate the Sandnado, but I'd imagine the heat doesn't transfer through the Sharknado as well because it's full of Sharknado.
Heat sinks.
Oh no, they have no problem hitting the Sharknado, it's just that bar it changing direction occasionally, which I don't know if it's a case of temperature affected the Sharknado or the Sharknado went fuck that for a pack of shit and went right, because as I said the Sharknado seems to have a lot more control. So anyway, due to a random series of events and there's a couple of altercations between the science guys and the Finns, the Sharknado, I skipped something, I'll come back to it in a minute. The Sharknado runs into an oil plant, thus whipping up all the oil into it, making it an oil-nado. Then there is some fire, or someone fires a rocket at it or something like that.
Where this is going.
Yeah, so that ignites all of the oil, turning it into a fire-nado, which now is firing flaming sharks out of it. Because it's still full of sharks, but now it's full of sharks with fire. So it's technically firing a really expensive dinner out at loads of people. Some of them are on fire and eating people, some of them land them, melt them to bits. Then, what's next? No, Omega-nado's near the end. Okay, so then there's a really, really bad electrical storm that's actually caused by the science company guys one of their experiments to try and take down the Sharknado ends up actually supercharging it with electricity, turning it into a Shocknado. Was it a Shocknado? No, it was a lightning nado, but I think it should have been a Sharknado. Yeah, that's totally good. And then, not unlike the Hulk, it runs into a nuclear power plant. This is where you start to go, what's up with the Sharknado? Because it really kind of went for the nuclear power plant. So it hits the nuclear power plant, whips up a load of nuclear waste. You got a nuke nado, and then you got nuclear sharks on fire that, if you can imagine the people getting hit with the laser beams from Mars Attacks, that kind of shark, gone, dead. That's super cool. In the meantime, his dead wife, it's not unlike a season of Arrow, because they could be dead, or they could go back. Who knows? So his dead wife, it turns out, was in a coma, and her dad, who's Gary Busey, a scientist,
a drunk one,
a sober scientist.
You lie.
Well, he's either an actually sober scientist or a really good actor playing a sober scientist. There you go, Gary Busey. So he is a scientific wizard, and he's basically built. Imagine Sharknado, and imagine taking Iron Man 1 and taking the centre storyline of Iron Man 1, the bit that has nothing to do with the overall storyline, but the creation story of Iron Man, and make her. So he basically builds robot daughter, is basically what happens. And she is informed that Finn's dead, because he doesn't want her going after Finn, because unlike Tony Stark, the source of power that he's using to keep it charged up isn't renewable, and it'll eventually run down, and he doesn't know how to get it going again. So he doesn't want to go introducing her back to the family in case she just and powers down. So she had an arm bit off in Sharknado 2. She got a robotic hand, and it did loads of cool things. Kind of like, it was actually ironic when I was doing the poster yesterday, because I was like, what weapon do you want? And Ali was like, oh, robotic hand. And I was like, that's weird, because your one actually has a robotic hand. And she was like, does it like turn into a pen knife? And I was like, not literally a pen knife, but it does have a chainsaw, because that's what you need in a Sharknado, chainsaw. In the event that your chainsaw doesn't work, lightsaber. She's got the Force. There's actually, she's very dressed Luke from Return of the Jedi. She can run super fast. She's super strong.
Is she the $60 billion woman?
Yeah, essentially. Except instead of dollars, she was built out of love by her dad.
I was going to say pesos.
No.
6 peso.
No, that's not what I was going to say. Then a little more mentalness happens, and I don't want to get super into the plot because they're still relatively current enough. I'm also just trying to save time, and they're all going to be on this week during the Sharknado Fest. I'm doing Sharknado 4 specifically because Sharknado 5 is launching on Thursday, which is all good. So, what other super cool things? I really enjoyed the movie because it's just like an absolute roller coaster of excitement, and I actually challenge you to sit down and just smoke a cigarette and just watch one, because once you get over the initial mentalness of 10 minutes, it has you in. Because it actually doesn't give you a chance to think. It's so hectic.
Alright.
It's like Cape Fear, but Robert De Niro is a Sharknado.
Did you just compare Robert De Niro to a CGI representation of some mad mutation?
CGI in the movie, but possible real thing in life, as proven by the...
Not the same.
Doesn't matter. I'm going personality wise, because this Sharknado has a personality, because it's the Shepherd family are Juliette Lewis, and the Sharknado is Robert De Niro, both from Cape Fear, which is possibly going to be the weirdest review that anyone's ever given.
What's weirder still is the fact that I can now draw a comparison between Cape Fear and Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah, it's like maliciously, while also taking out loads of cities and towns, but mostly maliciously stalking down the shepherds.
Yeah, so it's Jaws the Revenge.
Sharknado and David Hasselhoff is April's father as well, who's not really Hoffy in it, actually. He has a couple of kind of like Hoffish lines because he's the Hoff, but not like literally Hoff. Although actually, two of the cameos are two of the girls that used to be on his little Baywatch crew, which is ironic because he tells them what to do, then something happens, then they run away in slow motion, which I thought was kind of a nice touch.
Okay.
Well, you know, there's like 50 million caps nodded throughout the movie to different franchises and movies and things like that. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Then, yeah, it's just an absolute mental roller coaster from start to finish. To the point that you'd watch Sharknado 4 and then be like, I have to watch Sharknado 3 to see what the hell is going on here. And then it brings you all the way back to Sharknado 1, which I would recommend. All of them. All of them. They're not a great movie, but by God, they're enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be winning any Oscars, but you will be entertained from 000 to 136 or whatever it was.
I'll take your word for it. To be honest, there's just look. There's a certain type of comedy style that I don't really.
And you
like.
can't forget the awesome. Give me a minute. Put it up here. The awesome. This is one movie, by the way, just to let you know. Cameo list just from Sharknado 4. Cameo. I'm going to try and do it. Was this one 39 celebrity cameos in Sharknado 4?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it quick. What are we at? 35. Okay. We have Gary Busey, Andrea Meadows, Carrot Top, Chip and Dale's Dancers, which kicked the fuck out of the Sharks in an epic way, which you saw in the trailer. Al Rocker, he's kind of one of the main guys from the Science Company. Natalia Morales, she is on the Today Show as an anchor, and she's kind of on the Today Show as an anchor in this, except she's missing an eye because she lost an eye in Sharknado 2. You have D. Storm Power, he's just some Viner. Skip. Double A Quince, just from some TV show in America. Some other people. Who else is a big one?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried, as Gilbert Gottfried, pretty much, where he's, instead of him being a loud caretaker, lawyer, manager,
or parrot,
or adoption agency runner, adoptor,
twins.
No. Child's Play? No, not Child's Play. What was the one that sounds like Child's Play, but it was just a little kid being a bollocks?
Look who's talking?
No.
Oh, Problem Child.
That's it. Yeah, Problem Child.
ACDC.
Yeah, he was the guy in the adoption agency. Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins. Steve Guttenberg.
Who made him a star?
Guttenberg or Rollins?
Who made Steve Guttenberg a star? We do. What? Stonecutters.
I know.
Yeah.
Haley Hasselhoff?
David Hasselhoff.
Haley Hasselhoff and Taylor Ann Hasselhoff, who don't look related. Justine, who is another one, who, like a YouTuber, I think. Roy Nelson, who is an MMA fighter, and he's hard ass. Stacey Schroeder, she's from the Vanderpumps. I don't know who you are. Paul Schaefer, if anyone ever watched
David Letterman.
David Letterman, yeah. Was there anyone? Jedward, who I don't mind ruining this for anyone in Ireland. They get 8. That's great.
Well, that's a reason to go and see this film.
Yeah, there's a couple of people. Him, 2 of them in Carrot Top, totally worth it. Quick, in relation to Carrot Top, but by God is it good. Don't know who you were. This is the Hasselhoffs and the 2 girls from Jean Lee Nolene and Alexandria Paul, who are 2 of the former Baywatch babes, as they were referred to. Howard Stern Show. Oh, that's okay. Benji Bork. That's Jay Ward there again. Dog the Bounty Hunters.
Bounty Hunter? The big bad dog.
Jay DeMarcus, who's another MMA fighter.
Someone had a bud.
Yeah, Bud
David
from
Faustino.
Yeah. Frank Mir, who's another MMA fighter. Vince Neil from Motley Crue. You can't go to Vegas without Wayne Newton, so he was in, and he was in the trailer as well. And that's all good. So, Sharknado. If you like seeing famous people get eaten by sharks, watch it. If you like watching a guy from Beverly Hills 90210 being way more interesting than he was in 90210, watch it. If you like loads of your 80s characters, 90s characters coming back and watching it, watch it. And other than that, stop watching this. Go watch Sharknado on Thursday, Friday. And other than that, I think we can start wrapping her up there now, Ted. Off you go, start wrapping her up there now.
Oh,
I'll just get this video prepped.
Yeah.
So we have a thing that happens at 2:30 in the morning over here.
Basically, as you know, if you've been paying attention, we go out on American Horrors, the Roku satellite Roku channel, which can also be found on AmericanHorrors.com. You can just go onto it, and it's basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
linear
horror
streaming
movies. And we go on over here at about 2:30 in the morning. So, have you got that found yet?
Nearly. You panicking?
No. No.
Ding, ding,
I
ding,
don't panic.
ding, ding, ding,
Get angry.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so we'll
Okay,
cut
so
to the
what
trailer
will we
and then
do
we'll
for
come
this
back.
week?
We'll cut to, or no, actually, we'll just say goodbye now and then we'll cut to the advert. So make sure to hop over to American Horrors after this. If you don't have it on Roku already, it's
can find it on-
AMHOR on Roku, and it's free to get it, and it's in the top 69, so it must be good.
Yeah, and also after or before us, there's also music videos.
There's a
from
music video before us, and there's a music video after us. So
Calabrese and...
is that how you pronounce it? Calabrese?
Yeah.
I can't pronounce your name, but I was listening to the tracks that Hart posted during the week, liking the stuff.
Yeah,
and then you have winning the band name of the year award. The Eunuchs have a killer video, Presidents with Baseball Bats.
Nice.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Both sounding like myself and Giz's kind of style. So, getting ready to cut to a trailer. So for me, Johnny Dedly.
For me, the Giz. And from Ali, who
she will have a camera eventually.
Yes, we'll get it sorted.
Eventually.
She's just pointing Gorecast out miscellaneously behind the camera. So, we'll catch you all next Sunday when... I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure it out. But anyway, Gorecast out. Gorecast half out.
Guys, have you seen my phone? Yeah, sorry, I need to find a new place to rent, so I'm taking a look at different properties.
Why are you looking up Ireland's most haunted?
Well, honestly, I figured this time around I'd look for something with character,
Bit of spectral French.
Well, at the end of the day, there's nothing more interesting than having your own personal house alarm waking you up. And by that I mean a house that's waking you up as an alarm.
That's good. Delve more into Giz's real estate issues with us on July 30th when we're talking about haunted houses on American Horrors.